and making sure that we're getting out the vote, that we're educating our communities, that we're being able to do creative things in our communities that's unique to each community for promoting get out the vote.
So what actually does a county chair do? I mean, because some people who may be
That's
watching
true.
say, well, what does a Jefferson County Democratic chairperson do?
Well, there are a lot of working parts, moving parts to this. Number one, the Jefferson County Democratic Party chair is responsible for making sure that all of the filing deadlines are met for when candidates are filing for office. So the Democratic chair is responsible for all of a lot of the administrative aspects of the party, as far as making sure we're in compliance with the Secretary of State, the Ethics Committee, making sure all of the candidates are updated on the forms that they need to fill out throughout the election process, making sure they're filed appropriately, the ballot placement. We also have the upcoming county convention in March, so that happens right after the election, and that's where we form the different caucuses and groups that will go to the state convention.
Wow. So it's now. How long have you been the chair?
A whopping 2 months.
You said a whopping 2 months.
Yes, a whopping 2 months. Kate stepped down and sometime in October. I was elected county chair November the 6th. And from November through 9th, November 6th through I think it was December 9th, we were in the filing process. So I was busy making sure all the candidates were placed. And in that time, we also started the Texas Young Democrats, which we're very excited about. We've hosted several Meet the Candidate forums. We've hosted a very large turnout for deputy voters registration. We've done volunteer training. So a lot of moving things have been happening in the party since I've taken office.
So what are you most excited about? I mean, being the Democratic chair.
I am most excited about getting connected in a unique way with our community, being able to partner with the officers, the elected officials now, and those who are seeking an opportunity to run, understanding their why, and helping us be successful as a party.
Okay. Now, Ava, where do you find the time? I mean, listen. I mean, you are a business owner. I mean, you're a minister's wife. I mean, where do you find the time to do all of this?
Sometimes somehow it just all works out. I think when you are serving and your why is intact and your motives for doing that, God makes a way for it all to happen. And so sometimes I ask myself, how am I going to manage these things in one day? But it's also having a phenomenal team. We have phenomenal precinct chairs. I have a phenomenal campaign team. I have a beautiful village that supports me. My husband is awesome, and he's always there for me. So it's a group. It's a teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Because I can just imagine. I mean, all of the things that you're doing right now. I mean, and you have to have a good calendar.
You have to have a good calendar. Yes, you sure do.
So, Ava, what are some of the things that you've done in the community?
Well, prior to becoming county chair, I've served in the community since we moved here to Beaumont over 11 years ago. I started a nonprofit called Growing Community Inc., which the focus was creating sustainable living in food areas designated as food desert. That means there's no walking distance to a grocery store.
Yeah.
And so we created the community garden as a way to fill a gap for being able to have access to fresh fruits and vegetables. In addition to educating the community about health and wellness, we had several programs with the middle schools during the summer where they would come and we'd have science projects. We talk about etiquette. We talked about healthy snacks, creating menus. We talked about peer pressure. We talked about leadership, and we talked about finances.
Whoa.
Yes, so we taught the kids a lot about life in general, overall. So it was not just the gardening part, it was the empowerment part
Yeah.
well.
Well, I'm looking at some of your resume there, Ava, and it's Jefferson County Party Chair, Jefferson County Party Precinct Chair, Campaign Manager, and volunteer for numerous statewide and local campaigns. The Progressive Democrats of Southeast Texas member, Southeast Texas Democratic Women member, Beaumont Convention and Visitors Bureau Board Chair, Beaumont Planning and Zoning Committee Advisory Board, the CDBG Advisory Board, the 2020 Census Complete Count Committee Chair, Downtown. My God, Ava. And I didn't read all of them. I mean, they could see that was on the screen there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I've been very fortunate to be mentored since I've moved here. Our late council member, Gett Williams-Wright, appointed me to the Planning and Zoning Commission to help me understand how the city works and the working parts. And in addition, she also appointed me to the Community Block Grant. Since I was doing a lot of volunteer work, she wanted me to understand how that whole process works as well and create collaborative relationships with other nonprofits in the city and how we can synergize our efforts for the empowerment of the city. Mayor Ames, Jamie Smith originally appointed me to the Conventions and Visitors Bureau, and of course, he became district clerk, and the Mayor Ames reappointed me to Conventions and Visitors Bureau, and I just finished my second term as the chair.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's all about mentorship.
Yeah.
So I've been fortunate to have some great mentorship, and I have a heart for service. I'm a homemaker by nature. When I was growing up, the thing I wanted to do was to be a homemaker, and all of my girlfriends were like, "Girl, we're gonna conquer the world. We're gonna, we're gonna take over, and you want to be a homemaker?" And I thought, yeah, I want to take care of my home, but somehow I lost that because I felt the pressure of others that position wasn't powerful enough or wasn't moving enough. But I found wherever your heart is, that's the place that you're going to make the most profound difference.
Yeah.
And so I have a tendency to approach the things that I am allowed to serve from that perspective as a homemaker, creating an atmosphere where everyone feels comfortable, creating an atmosphere where everyone feels heard, creating an atmosphere where everyone feels the freedom to participate. So that's what I bring. That's one of the many gifts that I bring in my leadership style.
Well, Ava, now let me ask you this question. Who is able to vote for the Democratic chairperson here in Jefferson County?
That's a great question. Everyone who's inside of Jefferson County. I had a map of that. That's Beaumont, that's Port Arthur, Port Neches, that's Nederland, that's Nome, that's parts of Fannette, Hampshire, let's see, Sabine Pass, so all of that area.
So whether you are Democratic, Republican, or Independent, they can vote for the chairperson?
You can vote in the Democratic
Really?
primary. That is correct.
Wow.
That's a great question. So y'all go vote for me, okay?
Well, that will be my next question. Well, why should people re-elect you as the Democratic chairperson?
Well, one of the main reasons I decided to run, after the support of everyone that was helping me be successful in this position, I decided that for our party, it would be a good thing for us to keep that momentum going. Anytime there's a breakup in a group process, whether the leader steps down or a member leaves the group, there's a reorganization that you have to do to fill that gap. And I feel that for our party would be beneficial for us to continue with the leadership that's been provided in these past couple of months, helping us move into a very serious election for November. We have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of connections to make. And I feel that right now would not be the best time to try to retrain someone for this position.
So what kind of term limit do you have as a Democratic chair?
2 years.
It's a 2-year.
It's a 2-year term.
Okay. Now,
well, that's what they told me. That's what they told me.
What'd you say? That's what they told you?
So we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. So now, when does the election begin?
Well, the actual election is March 3rd. Early voting starts February 18th through the 28th. You can go to the the district clerk's office, no, excuse me, the county clerk's website and find the various polling locations for early voting and for election.
Now, the good thing is that people are without excuse because they can vote anywhere
You
in
can
the
vote
county.
anywhere. You can vote anywhere in the county. So you're pretty good. I need to just turn this over to you. You're doing wonderfully. Thank you.
So Ava, in our closing moments, you look at that camera and tell people why they should vote for Ava Graves for Jefferson County Democratic Chair.
Hello, Jefferson County. First of all, I want to tell you thank you for taking the time to view this video. I am a very passionate person about our community. I believe in serving. One of my favorite quotes is Dr. Maya Angelou. People don't care what you say or what you do until they know that you care. And I care deeply about our community and serving. I am a bridge builder. I am a relationship builder. As a hospice chaplain, I have sat with people in the most vulnerable times of their lives, with the patient and the family. So I believe I bring a great deal of compassion to the political process. I am very strong in getting things done. In just the 2 months that I've been in leadership, we've created the Texas Young Democrats. I identified 2 young leaders, Jackie Hernandez and Richard Rosario, working in the community, and I asked them if they would start the Texas Young Democrats. Now, I was elected November the 6th. They chartered the first Texas Young Democrats January 15th. So count that. That's November, December, and a little over 2.5 months they were able to start the Texas Young Democrats. They've had their second meeting. So I get things done. I've been able to bring down U.S. Senate candidates for forums. We've had a successful deputy voters register training. Creating a lot of great energy and synergy for our community. My role as Democratic Party chair is to make sure that we recruit and retain qualified Democratic candidates and get them elected. Fundraising is also a big part of that, and I have several people who have committed to me on a state level that the day after my election, they're coming down to help us raise funds, not just for Jefferson County, but for the Democratic Party at large throughout the state. So a vote for me is a vote for our community to keep the synergy going, to keep the momentum going, and to keep the leadership that gets things done.
Well, all right. So listen, I always like to applaud people who get in the game. You know, there are people on the outside looking in who always complain about this, that, and the other. But I want to applaud you for actually getting in the game and running for the office, because I know that it's a big step for you, and also it's a lot of responsibility.
It's a lot of responsibility, but like I want to reiterate, teamwork makes the dream work.
I'm
not in this by myself.
Right.
There's a host of people that are helping with this. We have precinct chairs. We have so many folks that are helping this process.
Well, again, I want to thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for all your great work in the community. Really appreciate
Thank you so much.
you.
Hey, well, listen, I want to thank Ava for joining us on What's Happening in Our Neighborhood, and I want to thank you for joining us today. Remember, early voting begins February the 18th, and the election day is March the 3rd. I know that because that's my sister's birthday. So
happy birthday, sister.
Hey, listen, so again, join us on next time for What's Happening in Our Neighborhoods. We'll see you next time. Be blessed, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.